Most NBA players eat healthy, but LeBron's diet's one of the worst in the entire NBA. Hold up, just look at this man. He's dominated the NBA for nearly 2 decades, and he don't even got a gram of fat. No way he's eating bad. Well, our boy ain't what you think. See, LeBron can't even sit on the bench without eating candy. He can't play in a game without stealing his fans' snacks. And off the court, it gets even worse.
It is Taco Tuesday.
But listen, man, I'm still a dude who plays basketball at the Y. We need an NBA player's input. So let's bring in LeBron's ex-teammate Tristan Thompson because he exposed all of LeBron's secrets. He has the worst diet ever for breakfast. He has like 5 French toast drowned in syrup, then he has like a 4-egg omelet and goes and just dunks on somebody. He'll come in with this 1-week diet vegan crap, but he literally eats desserts with every meal. Now you think LeBron eating like that, he would have a trash season, right? Well, you know anything about LeBron, it's that when it comes to the playoffs, he goes insane. And it's definitely not a coincidence that when it's win or go home, he takes his game to another level. And guess what? It's all because of his secret diet.
The things that I started cutting down is the sugars. You know, when it comes to the playoffs, it kind of slows down the process of recovery. And so I kind of go heavy on the carbs because it gives you energy.
Damn, LeBron, that's crazy, but other players got better stories. Like LaMelo Ball, cause his diet's dirtier than my internet history. You think a kid who became a worldwide phenomenon eating something like this or this. But the truth is, our boy's just like any other teenager. He don't give a damn what he eats. See, when LaMelo was playing overseas, his dirty little secret got leaked. Turns out LaMelo's recipe for success relies on the 5 major food groups. No, not those, I'm talking about these.
Fast food, McDonald's, like 2 cheeseburger, large fry, smoothie, like some chicken tacos or something, water. I mean, you need that to stay alive.
Man, after eating all that, how the hell do you spend enough time outside the bathroom to become an NBA player? But anyways, he isn't filling himself up with those proper nutrients. He rewards himself with Skittles, gummy bears, and Pringles. But hey, who am I to judge? Obviously, there's a reason he's a pro athlete and I'm making YouTube videos. At least LaMelo didn't ruin his career before it started, like Joel Embiid. See, the process of Philadelphia wasn't always being trusted, because right when he became the NBA's number 3 draft pick, things got bad. Somehow, before even playing a single NBA game, injuries ruined the first 2 years of his career just cause his body couldn't stay healthy. So the Sixers forced him to live in a hotel downtown. Because they weren't stupid. They knew when he was out with the boys, he'd be like,
I have 2 number 9s, a number 9 large, a number 6 with extra dip.
and listen, we're talking about a dude who'd publicly clown healthy food. So from that point on, every single week, Philly's training staff made it a priority to personally stock his fridge with the good stuff. But every single time they stopped by his crib, pretty much nothing was eaten, opened, or even moved. So Philly needed to get to the bottom of this, and they started an all-out investigation. When the team got a hold of Embiid's room service bills, they couldn't believe their eyes. Most days this dude was ordering nothing but fast food, and with every single order, his favorite drink is a pitcher of Shirley Temples. So they let Embiid know that if he didn't change his diet, his NBA contract would be terminated. And Embiid thought long and hard, but he didn't come all this way for nothing. So he vowed to change kinda. He started eating chicken with kale and swapped out the Shirley Temples with bottled water, but sometimes he just can't help himself.
My God, it doesn't go away.
There's really a dude eating like this and placing orders like this.
So I got Chick-fil-A for the whole flight. Joel had his own separate order. So his was 4 sandwiches, a couple fries, and 4 cookies and cream milkshakes. It was kind of absurd. I'm like, Joe.
And he's still dominating the NBA. Well, I guess that's what it takes to become a 35-point per game player. So it looks like Embiid's cured. Unlike Steph Curry, who's suffering from a dirty addiction. Cause even though dude's become one of the greatest shooters ever, he owes all the success to his guilty pleasure. It all started when he was young because Steph wanted to follow in his dad's footsteps. Not only did they bond over basketball, they always loved their movie nights, where dad introduced Steph to the treat of his dreams, and right when Steph put it in his mouth, the rest was history. Now being in the NBA, Steph can't warm up, he can't play a game, hell, he can't even sleep at night without reliving that taste. And in 2000 2019, he got exposed.
I heard that you love popcorn. So got you some popcorn.
I have a huge popcorn addiction, I call it. So I have a ranking of every arena based on the freshness, the saltiness, the butterness, and the crunch of the popcorn.
Where's the best?
The best right now is in Brooklyn. I don't know what happened in LA, but they have the worst popcorn.
Damn man, if only I would have eaten like these guys, maybe I'd have a jump shot, millions of dollars, and a mansion with a pool. Instead, I'm living in my car, but hey, at least I eat better in John Wall. Because his diet was so bad, it nearly lost them his foot. Back in 2010, when John Wall played for Kentucky, he wasn't the usual 19-year-old kid. He was averaging 17 points a game against the country's top players. But that's where his problem started, because our boy had the exact same diet as my little brother. And while some people post up on the corner wall, he posted up with the vending machine, because our boy was literally addicted to junk food. The only time he'd ever eat anything healthy was when mama came around and whipped him up a home-cooked meal. And still that year, he accomplished his dream becoming a #1 NBA draft pick. So now being in the league, what do you think he did? Well, the truth was things only got worse now playing with the Wizards. The Washington Post came around to check out our boy's new crib, and instead of showing off his supercars or pool in the back wall, was most excited about his pantry, cause it looked like something straight out of Willy Wonka's factory. Chocolate bars, honey buns, cinnamon toast crunch, while even admitting, I got all the snacks. All I do is eat snacks. I don't eat vegetables. My mama gotta make those, and listen to him, nothing matters, cause this was all his recipe for success. Wall came into the NBA, won Rookie of the Year, and instantly became one of the league's most athletic and quickest point guards. Just check these stats, man. Our boy was becoming an icon. Until, all because of his diet, devastating leg injuries made his career come crashing down. But Wall added hope cause. His $100 million contracts made him feel invincible. Until his surgery didn't just cost him money, because the complications that came with it almost cost him everything.
So how did you get back to that point in your rehab, and did you change anything with your diet? How did you go about kind of rejuvenating your body?
Yeah, I always had a chip. I think just like my diet and also just taking better care of my body. Like, hiring a physical therapist to build me all the time. I'm a massage person. Just doing all the other things that you feel like you needed to make your body feel better at a high level. For mine, I went through 3 or 4 different infections. So it got to the point where, okay, are you got to cut your foot off or not? And that's where it got real with me. That, the basketball aspect was going to be easy for me. I feel like any rehab you come from the first 3 or 4 months is the biggest key of anything. It's how you attack it.
Look at Wallman, so inspirational. So he fixed his diet. For breakfast, a smoothie and a acai bowl. For lunch and dinner, some lamb chops, steak, or vegetables. We can't talk about the NBA's craziest diets without mentioning my boy D Rose, because back when he was playing for Memphis, our boy led his team through every round of March Madness into the national championship, so you'd think his diet was on point. Right? Well, coming into the biggest game of Rose's career, it hit him the day before the game. Rose was nowhere to be found, and articles came out that he could literally miss the game from a stomach ache, so the fans were confused. Even moms were on YouTube raging.
What kind of crap program is John Calipari running at Memphis? Their best player is sick? Come on! This is why these boys need to team up.
Cool story, Mom, but there's more to the story. See, the truth was, our boy had a secret. While most star athletes work out, eat the chicken broccoli rice diet, and throw on a protein shake, D Rose was built different, and right before the big game, one of his teammates exposed him. He eats gummy bears and Starburst for breakfast, Twizzlers and honey buns for dinner. That's why his stomach hurts. We tell Derek the whole year to stop eating so many gummy bears and sour straws, but he can't. Nobody eats gummy bears more than him. Now Rose went on to play in that championship game, but they lost, and just a few months later, the addiction followed Rose into the NBA. Yeah, he was the #1 draft pick and instantly signed a $22 million deal, so he used some of those millions to hire a personal chef, but he still couldn't shake his nasty habit. Even his chef was scared for his life, saying he just eats candy, syrup, grilled cheese sandwiches, things kids eat. He never really eats real food. Now listen, we're talking about a dude who got a Skittles machine put into his house. But Rose wasn't worried, cause right when he came to the NBA, he took over. Look, our boy stepped into the pros and became unstoppable. He won Rookie of the Year and MVP and carried the Bulls to the playoffs. Like he was so good he'd even eat candy while he was on the bench in the middle of the game. D. Rose was on top of the world until...
You guys, you wanted us. You were crying out that you bypassed the harder team in Miami Heat.
Rose came down bad on his left foot. See him holding onto his knee and down. He was flying and he came down wrong on the left foot. Now, whether it was an ankle or a knee, I do not know.
This wasn't a coincidence. Many thought this injury was out of nowhere, but if you know how bad he was suffering from his addiction, you would have seen this coming. All those years of eating unhealthy was proven in a study that sugar weakens your bones and it increases your risk of fractures. So, in Rose's situation, there's no denying it, because he went on to get injured more times than I can count. And things have gotten so bad, coaches are literally afraid to watch him play just because they know any single night could turn into a tragedy. And Rose admitted everybody's got their poison. Mine's sugar.